Last week, 63 House Republicans voted against a symbolic resolution of unequivocal support for NATO. Are your colleagues wrong on this one?
No, there's a strong support for NATO moving forward. Always has been. NATO is in the process of defending themselves, but the one thing we
hey, Rob.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, me and the crew are going to hang out tonight. You in?
Oh, man. I wish, but I gotta head to the laundromat and spend most of my time doing absolutely nothing.
Davis, I've got just the place for you.
Are you tired of the local laundromat? With those plastic chairs and jaundiced walls, that beat-up carpet and musty smell, that singular aged television and those flickering soffit lights, the unattended rampant children and nothing to do but reading a book, that gum beneath the chairs and the constant drone of machinery? Fear no more, Seattle. The Waterworks is coming to you. Exchange those plastic chairs for bar stools at a high top, those tattered magazines for a set of pool cues, that nasty carpet for hardwood floor. Turn that gas station Mountain Dew you got next door into a fresh pint of frothy craft beer, and that bag of chips into a pile of buffalo wings. Take those noisy children away because they're not 21 and enjoy the company of your friends, their voices and the popular music that plays on the speakers. The Waterworks is more than a laundromat. It's a gathering place, a social center and entertainment complex. Here, you can accomplish one of life's most important and tedious tasks, but do it while having fun and making some memories as well. The Waterworks. Good, clean, fun. Good, clean, fun.
Hi friends, my name is Rob Dumichel and I'm the CEO of the Waterworks. In this presentation, I'll be joined by Morgan Miller, our Chief Operating Officer, and Davis Huffman, our Chief Financial Officer. The Waterworks is a franchisable lifestyle brand that takes an upscale approach to the traditional coin-operated laundromat. The Waterworks combines the environment of a tavern or a coffee shop with a full-feature laundromat that allows for both self-service and full-service laundry. The Waterworks creates value for our customers by allowing them to upgrade their laundromat experience from the traditional, no-frills facility to a space that encourages folks to gather and enjoy themselves. There's no rule that says you can't have a good time while doing your laundry. Instead of being a chore, the Waterworks wants you to perceive laundry as good, clean fun. This marketing plan focuses on the launch of the first location of the Waterworks in Seattle. That location will be our testing lab for the product line, pricing strategies, promotional strategies, and location targeting. While much of this presentation will be focused on the single location launch, you're going to hear some commentary about the bigger picture for the brand as we move along. We believe that our model, matched with a mix of demographic and geospatial analysis, solid promotional efforts, and a culture of customer-focused operational excellence, can help us spread carefully located Waterworks all across America. The Waterworks has a simple mission: to deliver a superior customer experience through best-in-class laundering services and intentionally crafted social spaces. Serving that mission are four big goals. 1, disrupt the laundromat industry and create a new class of upscale laundromat experience. 2, launch the first location of the Waterworks in Seattle. 3, develop a scalable, repeatable, and profitable model for planning, permitting, promoting, and operating an upscale laundromat with social amenities. And finally, our number 4 is to spread the Waterworks model to multiple locations around the country through franchise agreements. Before I turn this over to our COO, Morgan, I want to take a moment to share the organizational structure of the Waterworks. At the launch, you'll see that myself and my partners make up the executive leadership team, and below that we have the operational staff for the Seattle flagship location. Obviously, we are quite top heavy for just one location. And that executive leadership team isn't there to run the shop. We're laying the groundwork for the future expansion of the business, particularly through franchise agreements. The second org chart shows how we'll expand operations over time, which is going to balance out that structure. And now that you know who we are, what the Waterworks is about, and how we're structured, let's talk strategy and analysis with Morgan.
Hi, my name is Morgan Miller. I am the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Strategy Officer for the Waterworks, and we're going to be going over our strategy portion, starting with our situational analysis for our marketing plan. So we kind of started with a SWOT analysis, going over our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which one of the most unique factors of our strengths is that we're very much a niche market. Meaning that we don't have a lot of direct competition. It's a unique business model. Starting off, we got, very diverse service lines, making it very scalable. It's also an upscale brand. And then just have with the base of being a laundry service at heart, which is a very stable market. We'll go into a little bit more of the industry later. When it comes to weaknesses, we do have a very distinct target market, which again we'll go into a little bit further. One of our things that we'll be working on quite a bit is making sure there's no confusion with our service line. It is very unique, and there's not a lot of us. Very few people have heard of what we refer to as a scrub pub. But we're, one of the weaknesses is potential confusion with our marketing message. It's also very capital heavy with equipment and the location spaces we need. We'll be keeping that in mind. Opportunities arise in urban dwellers, which is a target market, which is our primary target market. Also a limited number of franchise competitors. Again, it's a very limited market. When it comes to threats, there's a lot of changes in regulations for businesses, especially in some urban areas like Seattle. We'll be keeping a close eye on those. It's also very maintenance heavy, so that's a big threat. Moving on to more of our industry and competitors, it's about a $5.3 billion industry nationwide for laundromats, and about 20,000 laundromats nationwide, which the 5.3 also includes commercial laundromats, dry cleaners. So there's quite the spread in there, but $5.3 billion across just the United States is a pretty large size industry for us. And it also has really good results with being in recessions. So it should be overall a very stable industry going forward. When it comes to our competitors, again, very limited competitors directly with the scrub pub theme. There are several of them across the United States and internationally. But classic laundromats and residential laundromats will certainly be the biggest competitors going across. When it comes to our company and who our customers will be, again, it's a niche market. We got a full service top end menu for our clients and customers to choose from, starting with kind of Fluff and Fold, which is your full service laundry, self-service, and then these lifestyle amenities. Customers will be urban dwellers, working professionals, which leads us into kind of our product market focus and product objectives. Our target market is specifically 20 to 40-year-olds, kind of that later Gen Z through the millennial age, no kids, living in urban areas, kind of subscribing to that urban lifestyle. There'll also be more high earners. Our market's very much, our business marketing is very much based on disposable income as being a premium service, which our points of difference include, a very wide range of features, and this could be these upscale features. Also a lot of importance on performance quality, conformance quality, reliability, and then kind of topping that off with a little bit of style as well, which you don't really see much in your laundromats. As for positioning in the market, it will be on the high-end side of things. It will be a premium product, which we'll dive more into in the financial section. So Marketing, program strategy, and tactics, kind of going over the 4 Ps. The product will be laundry services with lifestyle amenities. That is our core product. Pricing will be premium and high-end. Promotion, again, these, the 24-year-olds, these are digital natives. They're well adapted to digital marketing, and that's going to be certainly our way to go with social media promotions. We also will have sales promotion as well, with going from more of our tavern and entertainment services across to our laundry services. That will be a big promotional campaign for us. And then place will be densely populated urban areas. We'll go more into the financial section next with our Chief Financial Officer, Davis Huffman.
Hello, my name is Davis Huffman, and I'm the CFO of the Waterworks. It's now time for the brass tacks, the nitty-gritty, the cold hard numbers. My associates and I are seeking outside investment in the amount of $500,000, and it's my job to tell you exactly where that will go and how we expect to give you a return on that investment. First off, the startup capital will be used to set up an S Corp in the state of Washington, and the shares will be distributed accordingly with regard to the amount of capital contributed. In order to determine how much a flagship store in Seattle would cost, we first started looking at real estate. And when we were targeting our ideal neighborhood of Capitol Hill and adjacent areas, we determined that a 6,000 square foot commercial space would cost about $180,000 per year on a lease. And where do we get this 6,000 square foot number? Well, through vigorous research. We consulted various industry resources and we laid out a hypothetical floor plan. We determined how many laundry units we could fit in a given space, how large the average bar and commercial kitchen were, how much seating you could fit in open floor space, and many other considerations. From there, we went shopping online after deciding how many tables we needed, how many laundry machines we needed, how many televisions, how many pool tables, and the like. We tallied up the expected cost to create the ideal space for the Waterworks, and you'll find these estimates in year 1 of our projected cash flows. Now, as Morgan mentioned, the amount of startup capital needed is certainly a weakness, and we expect to spend a great deal of our funding on equipment, renovations, and real estate. We got 38 washer-dryer combos, 2 pool tables, 2 dartboards, 3 ATMs, POS software, and all the equipment that goes along with that. An 800 square foot kitchen with all the equipment, an IT lounge, and of course construction to get it all running. However, with the beauty of accounting and depreciated fixed assets, these startup costs will heavily reduce our cash, but not our assets as a whole. Our expenses won't quite feel the sting, but it should be noted that we expect to spend the first 6 months of our initial year on construction and implementation. This means we won't be generating revenue for about 10% of our first 5 years, and when we finally get around to it, we're only performing at a fraction of our potential. As such, in all of our financial projections, an optimistic yet conservative potential was found for when our vision of a functional flagship was fully realized. These projected year 5 revenues and expenses were then halved, quartered, and fractioned more to symbolize growth for the first 5 years. Given this, we do not expect to turn a profit until year 4 of operation, and we almost break even in year 3. However, since our assets will be almost fully depreciated by then, and we expect to be seeing our max potential, the profit is healthy and only expected to grow. In year 4, we project a net profit of nearly $100,000 after taxes. By year 5, we expect this number to be nearly $200,000. And how do we determine these revenue numbers? Well, allow me to walk you through it. First off, the laundry side of the business. You can find various industry resources online that give estimates on what type of numbers a laundromat can expect with foot traffic, and we estimate that our washer-dryer combos will experience about 3 turns a day at our peak, with the turn being 1 wash and 1 dry. As mentioned before, we expect to charge a premium price that is higher than your typical coin laundromat, and we believe a customer would be willing to pay this premium for the safe and entertaining atmosphere. We will also provide membership benefits over time that will help alleviate it. Given this, the Waterworks will charge about $7 per wash and 25 cents for every 5 minutes of drying. At about 40 minutes of drying, we come up with a number of $9 per turn with 38 machines, 3 turns a day for 360 days. We expect a revenue as high as $369,000 in our peak. For
full service laundry, our goal is to be serving 15 people a day on average with about $37 per person in revenue. This is just an average between $35 and $40 per person on depending on how many loads. Some people might have $60, some people might only have $12. Our second largest source of revenue is the food and beverage side. By year 5, we estimate that we can serve an average of 30 customers per day, with each of them spending at least $20 on food. Now, mind you, this is an average, but we do find this estimate reasonable and completely attainable with Seattle market prices. Some days may have only 10 people eating food, busier weekend nights may have 75 plus. This means that we expect food revenue to exceed about $100,000 by year 5, and the industry rule of thumb is that food cost should be about 35% of revenue. When it comes to alcohol, the cost of the product should be about 25% of expected revenue, and our expected revenue is based on similar estimates to our food servers when it comes to alcohol. In our peak, we expect to have about 30 customers a day spending $15 or so on alcohol, and in the Seattle market, this is no more than 2 drinks, rarely enough for 3. Given all this, additional expenses include liquor licenses and other administrative fees, wages and payroll taxes, employee benefits, and of course utilities. Then there are the benefits we provide to our members that are part of the membership program that we eventually employ. Additional revenues include the membership fees, ATM fees, and the revenue generated from the pool tables and dartboards. But also like to note at this time that one of our ultimate goals is to implement a plan where everyone can have their own Waterworks card, same shape as a debit card, and it has their membership plan on it, and they can swipe that at all the machines. They can even swipe it at some of our games if needed. They can swipe it at the bar, and every time they do that, they earn points, they spend points, vice versa. Maybe charge something like $10 a year for programs as this. Ultimately, a program like this would probably, if you just looked at the money involved with the program, you're probably spending more money than you're earning with the program. But the idea of the program is that it brings in additional customers. It makes them come more often. It makes them spend that much more money because they're getting a discount of some kind or something like that. But in the end, when it comes to year 5, we expect to have a company valuation that is stronger than the initial $560,000 that we intend to start with. Our assets are projected to be at over $600,000 by year 5, which by then we will have hopefully proven to be enough to start an operation like the Waterworks flagship store. Additionally, almost all of this will be in current assets, cold hard cash in the bank that is ready to be spent. With all that being said, at the end of year 5 and going into year 6, the Waterworks will be ripe for expansion and ready to initiate a secondary location. We can also potentially do it cheaper this time as well, having learned from our first 5 years. Our corporate team will be spending those first 5 years identifying potential locations for expansion and promoting the idea in those given markets. Our aim is to find interested investors to become potential franchisees. Between our company assets, a $250,000 investment from a franchisee, for example, or something of the like, and even financing from a bank if need be, the Waterworks should have no problem setting up additional locations throughout the country. There are college towns and dense urban areas in nearly all 50 states, and everybody has clothes to wash. So why not do it in style?
Now there's only one part of the puzzle missing. You. Do you have $500,000? Do you and some friends have $500,000? Would you and your friends like to turn that money into even more money? Would you like to see it expand and grow as we franchise across this great country and add even more locations of the Waterworks? I think you might. With your help, we can turn the Waterworks into a nationwide phenomenon. We can help to establish a new standard for the laundromat experience, get rid of the old guard, and bring in a new, fresh, entertaining idea. Are you in or are you out?